Today we're gonna check our privilege by learning about a horrible issue concerning females in the first world. Forget the women in China or Yemen. No, they have petty issues, okay? They don't know what oppression is. The major issue concerning first world women is guys saying things to them on the street.
I've been harassed by white men and black men and Latino men and Asian men.
We have right to walk on the street peacefully without being disturbed.
It absolutely speaks to a power dynamic that is askew in this society.
You know what? I totally agree that harassment is a bad thing and it should be stopped. However, look at what this video tries to label as harassment.
It's about the idea that women's bodies and very presence in public space is not for us.
Oh my god! He looked at her! He looked at her! Rape! Rape! Okay, unlike these people, we're gonna educate ourselves. The definition of harassment is aggressive pressure or intimidation. So, unless your eyes do this, I'm not sure how simply looking at someone would qualify as harassment. And even if it did, out of all those people walking, only one guy glanced at her. Patriarchy?
Hi, gorgeous. How you doing, sweetie?
Now people, pay attention to where she's at. Notice the graffiti, worn out buildings and beat up cars. Notice how everyone looks pretty scruffy. She's walking around in a ghetto. It's like, really, what kind of reactions do you expect from people who reside there? I guarantee if you were in a better part of town, you would not get reactions like that. Really? Calling someone beautiful is harassment? I have to ask you SJWs, where do you draw the line between catcalling and a compliment? Is pretty okay? Is you look good okay? Or is every compliment forbidden now?
I know the way I dress is kind of provocative, but it doesn't mean that I should have to deal with it.
By definition, provocative means causing annoyance, anger, or another strong reaction, especially deliberately, or arousing sexual desire or interest, especially deliberately. If you dress in a provocative manner, you should expect it to provoke people. That's why it's called provocative. And the thing is, you were trying to get a reaction. That's what you wanted. You dressed in clothing that, by your own admission, is provocative, went to a bad part of town, and had a camera crew following you. You remind me of those YouTube prank channels that go to the ghetto for reactions.
Street harassment is almost like a gateway drug to other more serious forms of violence.
Wow. Slippery slope fallacy much? Looking at women and calling them beautiful does not mean it'll lead to rape. That's like saying, oh, if we allow gay marriage, it'll lead to marrying animals too. Again, slippery slope fallacy, you committed it. So now, after this, we move on to...
I was assaulted last year on the metro coming back from work. I got on the metro, and just as the doors were closing, a man came up behind me and shoved me into the car. And slowly, I started to feel something touching me.
Okay, what? How do you transition from people looking at you and calling you beautiful to groping on a subway? I mean, yeah, groping is unacceptable, but comparing that with people looking at you is ridiculous. It's like comparing pirating movies online to robbing a bank, or comparing coffee to crack. Okay, let's recap. According to this video, catcalling is when people look at you or call you things like gorgeous and beautiful.
Hi, gorgeous. Beautiful.
Well, if that's the case, I've been catcalled. A few times each week, I'll go outside for a jog, and on several occasions, girls have stared at me or said I look good. I remember on one occasion a girl yelled, "Woo!" as I went by. Am I gonna cuss her out though?
Go to hell.
No. I'll take the compliment and continue my day. To conclude this video, here's a short clip from YouTuber Tara Babcock.
So going back to commenting on someone's appearance, there's two types of ways that you can do it. In an objectifying way and in an admiring way. Here are some examples. You are so beautiful. Obviously just admiration, right? Thank God you have nice tits or you would have no subs. That's obviously objectification, insinuating that there's nothing more to a person than their looks. Damn girl, nice titties! This one's up to interpretation, but I believe that if the person is serious and not sarcastic, he's just trying to say you have very nice breasts. Lighten up! And you gotta always understand that people are gonna see your appearance first, no matter who you are or what you're doing. People have eyes, not into your soul.
Hi, I'm Anna Akana, and I'm here to help women everywhere not get raped. Because it's totally our responsibility, right?
Right. I mean, you don't want to get raped, correct? That's why it's very important you know how to stay safe. It's the same reason we're taught to wear a seatbelt while driving or lock our front door at night. Because ultimately, your safety is your responsibility. You can't expect a hero to always be there to defend you.
The best form of rape prevention is to assimilate yourself into society as a man. Now I know what you're thinking. Anna, rape does not just apply to women. This is true. So to ensure the safety of your butt, spread a rumor that you yourself are a rapist, so other rapists will see you as a colleague. Hey fellas, how's them rapes looking lately?
What?
Yeah, you get any good rapes, dog?
Yeah, we're busy right now. Yeah.
Busy thinking about the rape.
Okay, we gotta get...
Hey guys, come on, bro. Give me some rape tips, dog. I just want to have rape from you. Yo, we're friends, dog.
You know what? These are unfunny. Fast forward.
We've been conditioned our whole lives to not get raped. My dad put me in martial arts. My mom gives me knives and pepper spray, and despite the fact that I like that stuff, it's mostly for anti-rape.
Oh, what terrible parents you have, looking out for your safety like that. You know what? My parents were awful too. They taught me to look both ways and don't talk to strangers. They were just horrible, oppressive shitlords.
We're told by society, never walk alone at night, never walk down an alleyway. If you think you're being followed, make 3 right turns, because that means they just went in a circle. Never run upstairs if you're being chased, because then you can get trapped. Don't stop if you see a car seat on the side of the road. Hey, here's some nail polish that'll help you identify date rape drugs. Sport this adorable yet fierce keychain so you can gouge someone's eyes out. And on, and on, and on.
You know, Anna, considering the fact that rape has gone down drastically since the 90s, maybe these tips are, dare I say, effective? I don't get you, Anna. You're against rape, right? Rape is what you're trying to prevent here. And yet you talk down about tactics that are shown to work. What are you smoking, Tumblr?
You know what would be better? If we just taught young boys that rape isn't even an option.
Anna, come on, come back to reality. We live in a society where rape is a Class A felony. You can spend over a decade in prison for rape. Celebrities accused or found guilty of rape will get shat on by the media and have their reputation tarnished forever. And men who are falsely accused of rape will have their entire lives destroyed.
On Thursday, 21-year-old Catherine Bennett was found guilty of falsely reporting that Toth had kidnapped and raped her. Accusations that tarnished his clean criminal record, alienated his family, cost him 2 jobs, and even prevented him from getting his own apartment.
Bennett later convicted of making it all up. She was sentenced to 35 days in jail, then an ankle monitor and probation.
It is a stunning turn of events in the story that drew national attention. The Temple football player who was thrown out of the university and vilified on the internet after being accused of rape now says he feels vindicated that the DA's office has dropped the charges.
When it first happened, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know where to go, you know.
The Temple Owl linebacker in his freshman year was ostracized, stripped of his athletic scholarship, kicked out of Temple, and vilified nationally and on the internet. His accuser did it out of spite because he refused to have a long-term relationship with her.
Everyone in my family thinks I'm a sex offender. They think I'm a rapist. Everyone does.
Scott Espinosa was facing 35 years in prison. He was convicted of 6 felonies, including rape by force and pimping. Police said the victim was 14 years old, but she wasn't. In fact, much of the case against Espinosa wasn't as it seemed. The jury found Espinosa guilty.
I was in jail for 589 days, I believe. Like almost 19 months.
Espinosa said hard time isn't the worst thing that happened. His mother committed suicide while he was in prison. She was convinced her son was there for life.
You know, my mom died thinking that I'm a rapist. Can't give that back to me.
Oh, and you think that's bad? Go look up the UVA rape scandal, or the Duke lacrosse scandal, and see just how far rape hysteria will go. Unless you've been living under a rock, it's abundantly clear that our society is very much against rape. Don't you think it's a lot more likely that rapists know rape is wrong, but simply don't care? Well, according to Rain, yes. In a message to the White House, they stated that rape is caused not by cultural factors, but by the conscious decisions of a small percentage of the community to commit a violent crime. Further down they write, by the time they reach college, most students have been exposed to 18 years of prevention messages in one form or another. And thanks to repeated messages, the overwhelming majority of these young adults have learned right from wrong, and enter college knowing that rape falls squarely in the latter category.
If we would stop victim shaming and slut shaming,
I agree.
And excusing a rapist because of the clothes his victim wore or because they were on a date.
And I agree with that too. A rapist should not be excused for raping someone. And sexual clothing does not make you more likely to get raped. But you know what does make it more likely? How passive you look. According to law professor Teresa M. Biner, as well as Psychology Today, women who appear submissive have a higher chance of being raped. Rape is about power and control, right? So of course a rapist would target people who easily give in. And studies have shown that submissive women wear more body-concealing clothing, and a rapist can notice that. So appearing confident and wearing more provocative clothing may instead lower the chance of being raped.
Because I am seriously so fucking tired of being responsible for not getting raped. I'm Anna Akana. You stay awesome.
I'm concerned for your fan base, Anna. You have a pretty big following on YouTube. Imagine if a few of them take your advice to heart and think, you know what? Anna's right. Forget self-defense, forget pepper spray. My safety, not my responsibility. Then one night they're walking home and are attacked by a rapist. I bet at one point they'll think, I really wish I learned how to defend myself.